Hello from day 6 of Vlogmas. It's a little bit later start for me today. The YarnderTeen has been unwell and so I was up with her during the night. So I've had a bit of a sleep in. I won't be going to work today. I'll take her to the doctor later. And oh, here's someone else who's been sleepy. Here's Smudge. I'm still in my pyjamas. So yes, a bit of a later start. So I may have got a spoiler on my yarn because I was looking on Instagram, but that's okay. It kind of, you know, it fits with what my guess was anyway, so it's okay. But let's open up and we'll see. So today's word is solace, which is lovely. I can take solace in the fact that I am very lucky and privileged to have personal leave at my work. So I am able to take the day off to look after my daughter. Stepdaughter, but she's my daughter. So that's lovely. And the tea to go with this lovely word is orange and spice. Citrus and luxurious spices. Rose hips, spices, hibiscus, orange peel, chicory, orange flavours. Lovely. Well, yesterday's tea with the catnip was very nice. I don't know if I could taste the catnip. I don't know what catnip tastes like, but it was lovely tea. Onto the yarn. Ooh. Beautiful. So that is what I saw on Instagram, but that is fine because this sort of, oh, I've got too much light coming in again. This fits with yesterday's, you may recall, was green and purpley. So this is more of that green, and then it's got these beautiful speckles. So it's very sort of pistachio kind of color in the speckles. And then a beautiful minty tonal. Ah, it's just gorgeous. It's a little bit better color-wise. Ah, so pretty. Ah, so spoiled. Back in Okinawa today. Okinawa is a group of islands that's actually closer to Korea, South Korea, than it is to Japan. It's very tropical as well. If you've seen the movies The Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi is from the main island of Okinawa. I went to one of the secondary islands of Okinawa when I lived in Japan. I was actually there during a typhoon. During the typhoon we watched The Fast and the Furious 2, 3, one of them. Whichever one it was, I was not a fan. And despite being in a typhoon and not being able to leave the building, I wished I had the 2 hours back. But anyway, that's just my opinion of that particular movie. I don't mind Tokyo Drift of The Fast and the Furious. That's okay. Anyway, side note. This is a Starbucks mug. It's the Starbucks. Usually there's the Starbucks logo on there somewhere. Oh, there it is. Like the location collections that they had when I was there. So the island I went to in Okinawa didn't have a Starbucks, but I got the mug at the airport. It's just a collection. And these little sort of lion type creatures are called shisa, and they're a symbol of Okinawa, sort of Chinese lions. They're originally Chinese and then, you know, travelled over to Japan. And yes, all the tropical colours and the water. The water in Okinawa is so warm. It was like a warm bath. It's incredible. But yes, that's the story of my mug. Good to know, isn't it? Now, because I'm home today, I will be doing some knitting probably, but mostly, you know, being a Florence Nightingale nurse. But I did take some footage from a few days ago when I went to a plant-based cooking workshop. So I will show you that footage today, and I hope you enjoy it. Before we go and look at that workshop, I'll show you some knitting first. On this smudge, he's showing you his ball. He likes to denude them by ripping the furry fabric off the tennis balls. So we'll just leave him to do that. The project I have picked up to work on is the Around the Block leg warmers by Noriko Ho. I've shown these on my normal podcast before, but not for a while. So I finished one. They're knit in a bulky yarn. Can't see the label on that one because I've had to rip out. Knit Picks Mighty Stitch, and that's actually the yarn that was used in the pattern. And yes, that's a bulky. That's 20% wool, 80% acrylic. Oh, sorry, it's a worsted, not a bulky. My mistake. And before we go and look at that workshop, I'll show you some knitting first. On this smudge, he's showing you his ball. He likes to denude them by ripping the furry fabric off the tennis balls. So we'll just leave him to do that. The project I have picked up to work on is the Around the Block leg warmers by Noriko Ho. I've shown these on my normal podcast before, but not for a while. So I finished one. They're knit in a bulky yarn. Can't see the label on that one because I've had to rip out. Knit Picks Mighty Stitch, and that's actually the yarn that was used in the pattern. And yes, that's a bulky. That's 20% wool, 80% acrylic. Oh, sorry, it's a worsted, not a bulky. My mistake. And I can't remember when I started these, but I've finished one, as you can see. So the pattern calls for 4 different colours, and then and top and bottom. And these are for my cousin. She's tried this one on and it fits, and she's happy with the size. So I wanted to do that before I started the second one. Now, as I've shown previously on the podcast, and as you can see from all that yarn that's been wound around, I've been having some issues with this second one, and I really want to make it clear it's not the pattern. The pattern is really quite simple. It's very clever, but it's very simple. Simple doesn't always mean easy. In this case, I think it is pretty easy. Just for some reason, I keep macking it up. I keep doing, you know, like, because it's 2 repeats of the pattern for each colour. I think I did 1, then 2, and then I just, you know, was off a stitch, and so the pattern was out, and all good times. So what I've done here, I can see whenever I last put it down, I've just started on the second colour. So that should mean I should find it relatively easy to go back to the pattern now.
Good morning, friends.
I definitely think I'll sit here front and centre. Love coconut cream.
Triglycerides, and it basically converts in our body to energy. So it's a source of fat, the good fat, It's mainly in like coconut, things like that. So they're little short chains of fat. And so your body can't store them. So it's perfect for weight loss, perfect for energy. Body uses it like glucose in a sense. So it's a really good brain food.
And now peanut butter milkshake because that's always my favourite. Yum. If only we had smell-o-vision. These smell incredible. It's a really tightly knit garter stitch. A little bedroom. Home again. That was such a lovely afternoon doing the Introduction to Plant-Based Eating workshop. And even more special, after the session finished, I went across the road to put more money in the parking meter to get another ticket because I just wanted to get a snack and have a look around the shop that they have there. And someone had obviously finished whatever they were doing and still had 45 minutes left on their parking, so they just put their ticket in the ticket machine. So I went up to buy a new one and there was a free one there. So that was lovely. Lovely way of passing things on. And things I got at the shop after I had my peanut butter milkshake that you just saw. They talked a lot about medicinal mushrooms and putting the mushroom, like dried mushroom powder in things. This one's reishi mushroom. So it's supposed to be very relaxing and good for the immunity, so I thought that was a good one to try. They did have, in the cooking workshop, they had one that had like a combination of different types of mushrooms, but they didn't have any of that at the shop. But another participant, or attendee rather, was telling me that they use reishi mushrooms in like a warm, like nut milk drink or something before bed, so I thought that would be nice to try. I got a fabric coffee filter, because I do have a stainless steel filter for my pour over coffees, but there's a little hole in the bottom, so it's essentially useless, and I haven't been able to get a replacement of just the filter. So I thought this way I can use this reusable cloth filter and I'll sort of get a double filtration because I'll still have the sides of the stainless steel one. And then these are little reusable tea bags because I want to take loose leaf tea to my office and not have to, sorry, we had a little interruption from Smudge there. So yes, I want to take my loose leaf teas to work and I don't want to have to buy a teapot or fuss with that. So I thought if I can just make myself up little cloth tea bags, then I can bring the tea leaves home each day to put in the compost. So I thought they were quite cute. These are some seeds for baby cos lettuce, and they're heirloom seeds as well. They had a whole range of heirloom ones. They had, the other things they had were things that grew fruit, like capsicums and whatnot. But my experience of those, and you know, to be honest, I didn't really do anything to keep the bugs away, but I ended up losing most things that had to fruit to insects, including the time I cut open a capsicum. I need to find a wriggling caterpillar in there. Great. So anyway, cos lettuce, greens and that sort of thing I tend to have more luck with, so I'm going to give that a try. This is edible lemon essential oil, and this was something that they used in some of the recipes, and it really did give it a lovely flavour. Like, you could use lemon juice or a lemon zest, but this is good. Sorry, there's Sunshine. There's a bird flying over the backyard, you know, daring to be in his territory. This is good if, you know, you don't have any lemons or you're in a real rush, or just for a slightly different flavoured profile, so that'd be good. This is dental floss, zero waste, so it's made of glass bottle, and I think it's silk thread as the actual floss itself. There you go, so you get one refill as well, and then you can buy separate refills without having to get the glass. And this one is a nut milk bag, so I can make my own nut milks. and it's made out of hemp fibre. So quite often I've seen these bags and they're made out of like a synthetic fabric, which you don't really want to be ingesting. Not that you eat the bag, but you know that it can leach in. So this I think will be great, and it also says you can use it to make cold brew coffee, which is something I really want to get into because I love my cold brew. So that's going to be just sort of, you know, an extra bonus. So yes, very fun times at the waste-free organic lovely shop. Yummy food, some delicious recipes, and I'm very inspired.